going to do the intro.
We're waiting on Dano.
Of the one where I'm speaking. Are you hearing me delayed? Because I started talking with 7 seconds to go. From Holmes Beach in Florida. It's another episode of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. Look, I have a beer right there. How about that?
With his 1980s koozie. I love it. I fucking love that.
These are the best kind.
How are we looking? Dan, you don't look particularly tan for someone down in Florida. I'd like to say, I don't know if you're using SPF 100, but most people go to Florida to get some sun. Obviously, that's not.
Ask my wife. Ask my wife. She will tell you that I'm brown as a berry.
Oh, is that what she says?
That's what
brown as a berry.
Yes.
And Andrew, Jill, Billy, it's good to see you.
Good to see you
in the studio this morning, this afternoon.
I'm just keeping your seat warm.
She smells a lot better than you do.
Much better.
Andrew, I'm glad to see that you are all right after your most recent doctor appointment.
Yeah. You know what? I'm glad that you're enjoying Fat Camp down there in Florida.
Well,
I'm surprised that they let you drink beer. Is that light beer?
I know you had a visit with Dr. Rudell Saunders.
Yes.
And he was a little unusual because I know. I mean, I'm not. We're not going to get into all of the details of the condition that you were experiencing.
Jesus
but
Christ.
Dr. Saunders, I remember you told us it was a little unusual. He invited you to his apartment for an examination, and he said, just make yourself comfortable on the bed there while I get out my ultrasound gear so we can take a look at your genitalia.
It's weird. I'm having heart palpitations, but yet you feel the heartbeat of my balls.
I was trying.
But justice is coming. Justice is being served because he's just been convicted. So
I didn't know you weren't allowed to do that, Dan.
You may be getting a check in the mail. That'll be a good thing for you. So
so is that part of the class action? I just want to make sure.
I'm glad you've been.
How very Larry Nassar of him.
Yes.
Nicely played, Joe.
Yeah,
who does that? Who goes to the doctor and they say, "Hey, my apartment's right over here. Look, I know it's after hours and all that, but I'll see you in my private quarters."
Dude, wasn't it like a group of like his racquetball buddies or some shit? It was something like
he was molesting his own racquetball buddies.
It was a group of friends.
He told him. He said, "Hey, I've got to do like a dozen of these so I can get qualified for."
I got to recertify.
Yeah, it's like continuing education.
Oh my God.
Andrew, you don't have to be ashamed that you paid this guy a visit. So we all,
I dare say he's uninvited from poker.
We're all in the friend zone here. You know what I mean?
I mean, just think about that when you're eating your broccoli dinner tonight, and But you stay on that program, Dan. I'm sure they'll have you healthy here before too long. Okay.
So Dan, you went completely off the rails with your girlfriend Elizabeth. And I know you've
my God.
I know you've got lots to say. So I'm going to play this video and then we're going to get your commentary.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate though that you sunk your morals down this low for this being your girlfriend, but it's cool. It's fine.
Let's see.
Let's talk about Zoran Mamdani. The billionaires are crying tears into their coffee mugs about Zoran's massive victory in New York City to become the Democratic nominee for mayor. Now, the way I see it, Zoran ran a campaign that inspired people, that actually got people on their feet and out the doors, kind of inspired. And the issue he focused on, affordability. I'm talking housing, childcare, transportation. So we should be asking ourselves, why are billionaires and Wall Street CEOs pouring millions of dollars into a race to stop Zoran? You know who hates freezing the rent? Real estate moguls. Some of the people hosting the big ticket fundraisers for Eric Adams. And you know who doesn't like paying their fair share in taxes? Well, the Wall Street billionaires bankrolling Andrew Cuomo's campaign. The reality is the wealthy and well-connected like having a politician in office that's in their pocket. There's reasons that Adams barely escaped prosecution on charges of bribery and fraud.
How do you think the
And
guy
look,
driving
even
this car
after
fucking
Cuomo
feels?
vowed to start an
Underpaid.
anti-corruption commission,
What's a
the
suck
second
start a
the
shotgun?
commission began investigating one of Cuomo's buddies, he shut the panel down
Could you
entirely.
imagine having
Look,
a
these guys
Call
are
her
in on it too.
pathetic
We don't
friend?
have to
Well,
accept
she's a
the
Native
corrupt
American,
status quo
Anderson.
that's making life very hard.
Treat her with due respect.
She's about as native
Pocahontas.
as I am.
Billionaires should
Pocahontas.
not be able to buy our elections and control our politicians. And that's what Zoran believes.
Okay, that's enough.
That's-
I think we've heard enough.
Too much, actually.
That's
I mean, look. This is. I saw this the other day, and
you lost your fucking mind.
Zoran has already gone up to Capitol Hill, and he's visited with the Bernie Sanders. He visited with her. He visited with all the leftist crew that matter up in Washington D.C. And to my way of thinking, this leaves no doubt now
Oh, taps to my way of thinking.
that these Democrats have gone full communist. I mean, listen to what she's saying. Oh, womb to the tomb coverage. She's talking about millionaires and billionaires who don't pay taxes. Well, guess who wrote the tax laws? Who wrote the tax laws that these millionaires and billionaires are following? Elizabeth Warren. You did. And you're a millionaire yourself, and you skate taxes as much as anybody else. So, I mean, all these platitudes and all this Mondani, he's for the people. No, he's a communist. He's a communist. He wants government-run grocery stores that are going to fail. Everything that this guy is talking about is going to fail and fail misery. It's failed time and time and time again. All you got to do is read a little bit of history. But she is fully on board, and every Democrat member of Congress ought to be called out on this and ask the question, do you support communists in office in New York City? Because once it starts there, it's going to start popping off. You got this dude in Minnesota right now. Yep. I mean, he wants to run for mayor in Minnesota. And look, I mean,
Portland, Oregon.
Now
we've got our share of them here in Cincinnati too. But I mean, there can be no doubt in anyone's mind that they are going full communist. What say you there, Pappas?
Listen, first of all, Elizabeth Warren
first time, long time.
Yeah, first time, long time. Thanks for
I feel like we're calling in the 700.
I know. Elizabeth Warren is so absolute. Why is anyone paying attention to her? Number one. Number two, I
forgot she existed, to be honest with you.
Zohan, whatever, get him to the Zohan, whatever the guy's name is. He is. Did you see what an absolute? I mean, on top of the stuff he says, you see how he lives. You saw his vacation, right? You saw when he went to Africa to get married, and how his family lives. They have a compound over there. They have security guards. They live in the lap of luxury, and yet he's feigning poverty to curry favor with the people that have elected him, the radical left in New York City, the youth that has embraced communism. Because, let's be fair, New York City, like we talked about, what do you think the average rent is in New York City? Like $4,000 a month or something like that? I don't know. What is that?
I wouldn't want to
like
live
a
there.
studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, I mean,
you share with 6 people.
Right.
Like the beautiful accommodations I have here in Holmes Beach.
So the point is that, okay, if
looks terrible.
Yeah. If you can't make it there, right. And obviously the youth are definitely struggling there because they get either out of college or they move there, or they get married. If not, living with somebody, and they're like, oh, we can't afford our apartment. We can't afford food. This isn't fair. Communism will work. And so they gravitate towards that. And look, if that's what they want to do, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to lose a whole lot of sleep. I'm not a favor of it, but can I vote there? No. Do I want any federal dollars to flow to New York after that happens? Absolutely not. So you make the bed, you sleep in the bed. And if New York, if Portland, Oregon, if Minnesota want to go full-blown communist, have at it. Let's see how it works. And you're going to reap what you sow. So why are the people, she mentions the billionaires, they're bringing in money to fight this Zohan. At the end of the day, they don't want their livelihood. They don't want their city destroyed. And Dan, I mean, government run food stores, does that work? Is that going to work real well? Tell me something the government does well. What are they going to combine the?
Nothing's fast, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, seriously, what are they going to combine the empathy of the IRS with the efficiency of the Postal Service to create a food store?
Right.
I can't even imagine.
Imagine those bread lines.
Yeah, well, I mean, not only bread
The
lines.
Great Depression's going to look like
How about selection?
feast.
If anyone is listening to us right
Feast
now
of
and they
abundance.
really don't know what we're talking about, I encourage you, go to John Stossel, go to his X feed. All you got to do, just go to X, look up John Stossel. He's putting out a 3-part series on Zohan Mondani right now. His first one came out earlier this morning, and it is a great tutorial on how this guy doesn't work. The things that he's talking about, they don't work. They can't work. They've never worked. And so anyone who thinks that, this socialist, the Democrat socialist, which is really communism, anyone who thinks that this is a good idea, just go and watch what John Stossel is putting out. And I think you'll have a better appreciation for what we're talking about here.
Well, and it's sad. Yeah, we're talking about New York, but we've been hitting hard, the shit that's been going on in Cincinnati here close to home. And I said a couple podcasts ago, like, I love our city being spotlighted in a good light nationally, but we have not, the news cycle is very quick. We always talk about it like, all right, what are we going to talk about on a podcast? Because that news cycle fucking changes. Cincinnati has not gotten out of the cycle.
Oh no. And I got a comment on that.
And it's frustrating. But I'm going to play this clip, and Dan, I don't know if you saw it or not, but I'm going to play this clip that I saw. And
Okay.
we're big Jesse Waters fans here, but
Jesse
this
Waters,
is fun.
fantastic.
This is great.
All right.
That left a woman with head trauma after she was punched in the face by a man, and Councilwoman Victoria Parks said she begged for that beatdown. So we're going to go pay her a visit. Councilwoman Parks?
Nice house.
Culligan, man.
Councilwoman Victoria Parks is nowhere to be found. Seems like she's in hiding. She didn't show up to work. Did she not show up to work?
I do not know where Councilmember Parks is.
Councilwoman Victoria Parks.
Look at this guy.
She said that the
I don't have
woman.
any comment on that. No comment whatsoever.
Coward.
So, but this woman did not beg for the beating.
I have absolutely zero comment.
Coward.
You can't denounce it.
Right now.
Yeah.
I talked to Councilmember Parks. I told her I disagree with her comments. I told her comments were inappropriate. This is a nation of laws.
And what did she say?
I mean, she disagreed.
That's the first time I've heard her speak up. Out of all them terms she's been here.
The councilwoman here, Victoria Parks, said she was begging for this.
That's crazy. That's
crazy.
Is really, really sad.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Does it look like this woman deserved this?
No, nobody deserves that.
Does
Smart man right
Cincinnati
there.
support men hitting women?
No.
Are you proud of Councilwoman Victoria Parks?
No, I'm not proud.
If you had to address Councilwoman Victoria Parks, what would you say to her?
Let's just hold ourselves accountable.
Come to work and explain. You need to leave, vacate the premises, and just have somebody else come in and do a better job.
Maybe she's been drinking.
Amen.
Maybe she's been drinking.
What's going on? It is your boy Hood.
No, I've
Pretty
been drinking.
universal.
I don't think they deserve that beatdown. Let me tell you something.
That was a good cross section of people, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
had
it was
African American, you had white people, you had older
All
people,
ages.
younger people.
All ages, all races. Everybody thinks what she said is nuts, except for her colleague on the city council who
Except for the mayor.
has no comment.
Except for the
Won't-
mayor.
Well, she did
Won't
do
announce
she
it.
did do a couple of local interviews where she doubled down on what she said. So she's not backing down from it. And she's not afraid to because she knows the mayor is weak. He won't do it. They actually support her, the mayor and all the members of council.
Hey,
And-
Dan, hold on
Yeah.
a second. Now you're a veteran, so I would just want to point this out to you. You may not know. You know she's still currently on the Veterans Commission, right?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Well, she's a disgrace. She's a disgrace as a human being, and she's a disgrace to anyone that she pretends to serve. So I saw where the city council stepped up and put a curfew out.
Yeah.
To try and keep kids from being downtown, when they shouldn't. And we just had last night a woman killed in Over the Rhine, 35 years old,
which I got
mother of a couple of some kids.
I got that article as well. Yeah,
minding her own business. Some Yahoo, and how much you want to bet?
15
That's
to
the person that shot. Yeah, just firing indiscriminately down the street. How much you want to bet?
Like Dan Carroll shooting at target practice.
If they catch this perp, that it's going to be someone who's in the system, someone who had an ankle monitor on, someone that maybe committed some juvenile crimes that were given a slap on the wrist to by a local judge. What do you want to wager that they're going to have that kind of background? Because it's a pretty safe wager if you want to make that kind of wager. But I look at this.
I would probably put a house payment on it.
I look at the conditions that they put on this curfew for minors. Okay. So kids 16 and under, midnight for kids who are 16 and 17 years old. But if you're doing certain things, then the curfew doesn't really apply to you. Okay. So here's the exception. Did you see the list for the exceptions for the curfew? Here it is right here. An adult is present with the minors. Well, so that means what? An adult, not a parent, an adult. So if you've got a 15 or 16 or 17-year-old who's hanging out with an 18 or 19-year-old, that's perfectly fine. Emancipation? Are you kidding me? How many kids are bumping around Cincinnati right now as emancipated minors? And if these kids bother to read this, if they can read, because given the school system we have here, very, very poor. And so there's questions about whether they can read or not. Emancipation, if they don't know probably don't know what the meaning of that word is. But this whole business about emancipated minors, it's okay for them to be out after the curfew. What about exercising their First Amendment rights? You can't put a curfew on that. No. So, hey, look, I'm 15 years old. I'm out here at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, but I'm exercising my First Amendment right. So you got to let that go. What about going to or from work? What? I mean, work was selling dime bags on the corner. Is that considered work? Let me see. Attending. Here we go. I love this.
You have to get a note from your dealer.
If you're out for the curfew after 10 o'clock for kids under 16, midnight for kids who are 16 and 17 years old, attending a school. I don't know about you. I don't know a lot of schools that are open at 10 o'clock or midnight at night. I just don't know. How about an emergency? If you have an emergency, you can be out after. I mean, you're traveling on the interstate.
Dime bag delivery, Dan. It's emergency dime bag delivery.
Here, I love this one. You're on your own property or next door to the property. And if a neighbor didn't complain about it to the police, well, the neighbor didn't complain because they're getting the shit beat out of. And then if you're running a task or an errand that is permitted by an adult. Well, I mean, this is what city council, this is the best this city council can come up with. So again, they're going to, hey, we're going to get tough. We're going to put a curfew on these kids, but we're going to have, carve out a few exceptions so no one really gets gets dinged.
I have a question.
What a joke. What an absolute joke.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How many of the individuals who were arrested, the 4 or 5 individuals who were arrested for that now viral Cincinnati assault, how many of those people were under 18?
None.
I don't think any of them are.
I don't think any of them are.
No,
correct.
So that does nothing.
But it makes people feel good. Because,
but what is and what it's doing, it's all summer long. They've had what they call these breakouts or whatever, where it's a bunch of young kids down at the banks.
Yeah. Taking over.
Beating the shit out of people and whatever.
She did.
And that has already happened. That's already happened. They're using this because it went viral. To your point, Jill, it went viral. So now this is window dressing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fortunate enough to be able to go with through help with our buddy Pappas and Chris Smitherman. I went to the town hall meeting and I was very close up and watched Vivek talk and Chris Smitherman, our buddy.
Vivek, like cake.
Vivek, whatever. You know who I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah.
And to hear Corey Bowman talk. And they have, they were making it was apolitical. This was a town hall, and it was a true town hall. Like, they took 35 to 40 questions from the group, from the people assembled. And Sarah Herringer.
Yeah.
I can't remember how to pronounce her name correctly, which I apologize. But
widow.
But yeah, the widow of the gym owner that got murdered. She stood up and she was like, "Look, I work in this city. I live in this city.
Mm-hmm.
I've given to this city, and this city has given nothing back to me as far as protection. And she goes, now I'm a widow, this and that. Very, very powerful, very powerful. I don't even want to call it a speech. I mean, just a talk.
Testament.
Her husband was a veteran.
Yeah.
He was like special forces.
Yeah, he was a badass.
Very,
he was
very
a badass.
decorated.
He was a badass.
But like, so being at that town hall, and then Vivek coming in, and they were asking, what would you do if you were governor? And this, and he made it a point to say, like, this is not a campaign thing. It was. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he's campaigning. He's running for governor, but he didn't play it that way. But he got his points across.
I actually watched that on YouTube down here after it happened. And
you didn't watch the One More and I'm Out of Here Facebook Live because I was going live. That's weird. That's weird. You don't tune into our own shit.
I was probably on the beach enjoying the the accoutrement down here. But
good for you, Dan.
No, the event was great. Our buddy Chris Smitherman was outstanding.
He killed it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, and look, they had legit. There were no questions that were pre-planned or placed ahead of time. Nothing like that. And so you'll never see AFTAB. I mean, AFTAB was invited to show up at that, but the coward that he is, he couldn't do it. So look, guys, I got to go.
He can't be outnumbered by people with common sense in a room.
Thank you, Jill Billy.
Is it time for exercise class?
No, it's I got to.
Water
My son is down here, but he's got to go back to the airport, and it's my duty.
Does he look like a shuffle? You think he's playing shuffleboard?
He's got to get back to the mean streets of Cincinnati.
Hey Dan, is that one of those age-restricted communities you're living in down there?
No, it's a villages. He's in the villages.
What color is your hey, Dan? What color is your pineapple hanging on your door?
How many STDs have you got?
Yeah, Dan. Can you share with us the pineapple, please?
There's no pineapple on my door. I don't even know what that means.
Oh well, I'm sure you do, Dan.
There's one across the street.
Or is it now loofahs? I think it's a loofah.
Is that why you were knocking on the door? Because it's across the street. You're like, hey, can I come in? Do you mind?
All right, but you kids have a great podcast. I'll be back this weekend sometime, and we'll go from there.
Have a great trip, buddy. We miss you.
Thanks. See you later.
Hope you lose some weight, Dan. Good luck.
We'll be all right. See you later.
So we're going to talk shit about Dan now that he's gone.
The fact
that segment of the podcast,
the fact that he can still hear us.
He's lying. He's lying in the fact that he doesn't know what the pineapples mean.
He does know what the pineapple means. He's got a loofah. He's got a rainbow color of loofahs in the closet. I'm like, honey, what night is tonight?
I'm hanging on here because he's still on. He's listening.
He's getting me so pissed off. I can't say anything. No, those fat camps are tough. So good luck, Dan. Seriously, I've been through it.
He didn't even like close his shit.
Dan's Dan. He's probably gonna leave it on for half a day.
I don't want to.
It's gonna be powered down.
I know. So
camera on to the keyboard.
So
we're gonna kick him out.
I'm glad that you went to that event. I'm glad that I used my wide influence to make sure that you were taken care of. Which is
I have a funny story after when we're off
the air.
Of how I got in where I was at.
So, but I saw today that the news. So check this out. So everyone's like, "Oh, this is political." Blah 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 blah. And okay, in some essence, by definition, it was political. Okay, because they're talking about policy. They're talking about the status of safety in
how are we
downtown Cincinnati, which is the core function of government. So that is political in nature. But guess who's now going to hold a roundtable that they're going to have a discussion?
Greg Landsman?
No. Greg Landsman has been so MIA on this issue. It's not even funny, but I'm glad you mentioned him. The news is going to have the news one of the big news.
Let me guess, is it WCPO?
I don't know, but we're going to have a roundtable to talk about the crime in Cincinnati. I'm like, wait a second.
Why are you all of a sudden getting fucking involved?
And then why is the mayor not doing this? And why is Greg Landsman not been anywhere on this issue?
Why is Councilwoman Parks not being in charge of this?
Why are they not interviewing Councilwoman Parks? Why? Let me ask you a question. That Fox News piece, okay, Jesse Waters show. Why is none of our reporters? Why did I not see any local news people go down there and try to knock on her door and go live like that and ask people on the street? Does that take somebody from DC or somebody from New York City to come here and do, or can a local news say, hey, you know what? We're going to go ask some people on the street what they think about this.
So, and what I've tried to do with this podcast, because we have so many people,
millions
all over the place.
Yeah,
not in Cincinnati. They don't really give a shit about Cincinnati, but now this has hit national news.
Oh, that's
And
what
has
But this problem is happening everywhere
It is,
Exactly.
in
it
our
is, it
country.
is.
So-
Well, in most Democrat-run cities, you're correct. Let me say this: I traveled this weekend, as you guys know, or Sunday. To,
Oh, I
to
saw
Wednesday.
your vacation pic.
Which
your
one?
your leg,
Oh, that's an old pic.
your legs.
No,
That's
that's an old pic.
gross.
That
It's
was so
fucking
great.
Got some
gross.
good
Hey,
gams.
I know some.
Jesus,
and,
like
and you can
sound like you look like fucking Chewbacca.
you can use that picture later to put you in the mood. But anyway, you're welcome, Jason.
Put me in the mood or her?
Oh, it is loofahs. See, Tracy, she knew it was loofah. I thought it used to be pineapples.
It
pineapple?
was.
Well,
it-
pineapples is swingers, and then loofah's just it dictates what you want,
Okay.
what you're looking
I'm
for.
so uninformed. I am so sorry. So it's a loofah. Oh, to be a loofah. So
Upside down
loofahs
pineapple.
are more portable, a little lighter to
Hey,
carry
and
around.
everyone's got a
If you're
loofah.
walking through Kroger and you see somebody with an upside down pineapple in their cart,
What is that?
they're looking to swing.
Is that what that means?
Yes,
Really?
Upside down pineapples
Oh,
are
for
your
God's
swinger.
sakes, I'm never buying a pineapple again. I'm so scared I put
He's
it
like,
in the
I
wrong
always
way.
put it up in upside down.
It's just I wanted to get.
I want-
He's like, it just tipped over.
I swear. What does sideways mean? What does that mean?
Well, you're sideways.
There you go. So
You're open to all kinds of things then.
I traveled this weekend. I was flying, which I loathe to do, but anyhow,
Oh, I bet you're a peach at travel.
I'm so bad. But I gotta tell you, this news is so national. People that know I live, friends, people, acquaintances that I know I live in Cincinnati are like, "Hey, man, what the hell's going on in Cincinnati?" So I don't want anyone to think that we're talking about this as an issue that no one else is interested in. The nation is interested in this issue because race relations in this country have had ebbs and flows, and this particular issue, this instance, has racial undertones because obviously the victims were predominantly white. And at least from what I've seen currently, most of the arrested individuals are of minority descent. That's not saying that, I'm just saying that's an obvious something you could
That's a fact
see.
of
That's
this
a fact
case.
of this case. So for some reason it does have very, I'm trying to read this. We have had an abject failure of leadership by Mayor Aftab. The police chief has not handled this particular incident very well at all.
Thank you, Terry.
And it really, as I said on the radio this morning, if I was a group or a entity looking to hold a convention, and I was looking around the country with this news that's hit the national news, and the response from the mayor and his administration, Cincinnati would be last on my list.
So it's funny.
And that's bad.
It's funny you say that because our buddy James McGee, who has
he did great. Yeah,
been on the podcast, so he's coming up for the wedding, and he goes, "It's almost like Cincinnati is paying me to come there because my wife and I are flying for $226 to come into that shithole."
Total for two people round trip.
But I mean, and I'm making light of it, but he was, because he knows he's dealt with a lot of stuff down there, with different, major natural disasters and that he's been involved in some bullshit. But with what's happening here and city leadership, where, he calls him, as Andrew calls him, ass tab, and it makes James laugh every time he calls him that, ass tab.
He's just, honestly, what it's demonstrated to me, and I've been in politics for a while.
Not good at it, but you were in it.
No, I never was good at it, but I was good enough to get out of it.
Nicely done.
The absolute lack of experience that this guy has and or interest in the job is just glaring.
Well, and to be honest with you, it's the same thing with the police chief. Because I hang out with a lot of Cincinnati police officers.
And what do they say?
Nobody wanted her to be the chief.
I did hear that.
The boots on the ground did not. Cheryl Long went to different roll calls and was making it, putting again window dressing that I want to hear from the people. Well, she only heard from her select few. On paper, she's qualified. Streetwise, she is not. And if you talk to any Cincinnati police officer, candidly, not being recorded or anything like that,
Off the air.
they're going to tell you she is a fucking ass clown. And it's obviously shown because she dropped the patrols downtown during the summer. In wintertime, like, I understand that.
Wintertime, nothing happens
Right.
because
People
most
aren't
people
walking
are
around.
inside
Violence always escalates in
in
the
the
summer.
summertime.
Yes.
Everywhere.
When they're out of their
Every
house.
major city.
I mean,
But she wants to pull like this event, this one viral event. But we've had multiple events before this viral event.
And well, not only that, we've had multiple instances every night this week.
Yes.
Every night
Which-
for weeks and weeks since this event.
Which I'll hit one here shortly. But it's
So Dan mentioned
she
the-
drops these patrols.
right.
And then expects, and she said it was a 6-minute response time, which is fine. Like,
Which is quick.
I'm okay with that.
But you had over 100,000 people, plus or minus, getting out at the same time. And from what I've heard, don't
This
quote me on the
incident was
numbers, they had 3 officers for that whole area.
This incident was
Yes.
at 3 a.m.
Right.
3:06.
Yes.
I think
But
technically.
after 3 major events downtown.
But she was like, "This is the one thing that they're talking about." Well, it's fucking big
Because it's relevant, you
Yes.
dumb bitch.
Thank you.
God damn it.
Now-
Thank you.
Now
That's why I love you. That's why I married you.
Holly has raised, if I'm not mistaken, last I heard, I think Holly has raised through a GoFundMe, like $500,000 people have given to this woman who is actually, I said something. Someone actually shared with me. They said they're Ukrainian or Russian, and she was going back to Ukraine. She's actually from Dayton. She's
Right.
a single mom from Dayton, Ohio. Okay. And they've given, and
Good
she's going to
retraction. Good retraction because our media doesn't.
well,
do
I
that
I
typically.
shared what someone
Yes.
said to me, and
Yes.
it made the assumption or it made the point that she was from Ukraine or Russia, and it said she went back, she's left the country. Well, I think she's back in Dayton, and it's sad that
We'll see.
for example, I'm equally as disgusted, and I'm sure you two are as well. An innocent woman was killed last night just walking down the street.
Mhm.
Here,
Okay.
let me pull it.
So
Good.
you want to show the video?
Yeah.
An innocent woman,
I
just
got,
to
I
show
just got
we're-
the article, but
just to
good
show we're
segue.
not on racial overtones here, because I know some of our listeners like to make accusations.
Anybody of any race who's innocently just going about their life is hurt or injured or killed by a bunch of lawless.
Do you know how
idiots.
many? Do you know how many? Well, and the reason this is so pisses us off, so aggravating. First of all, we have had just instance after instance here in Cincinnati, at least locally, that local elected predominantly Democrat liberal judges have been very, very soft on crime.
Yes,
And
which is what got hit in that town hall.
which is what got mentioned in the town hall, which also
Judge
was
Ruhlman
mentioned.
was there.
Yeah, great guy.
Berkowitz was there.
Berkowitz was there. Great
until
guy.
that changes, until they actually start having
You-
some fucking consequences
Correct.
for this lawless bullshit on our streets, nothing is
you
going to
saw
change.
the rap sheet for the guy, one of the guys that was arrested. It was as long as my arm, and
long as your third leg.
He's Greek.
the one with the shoe on it. And I tell you, and people, and Holly mentioned it in her press conference that she had with Bernie Reno. Man should not have been out.
Right.
Should not have been out.
Right.
No.
And Sarah's husband shouldn't have been killed by a guy who
He
was
should
out
not have been out.
with an
That's right.
ankle monitor that
Should
he
not
was
have
able
been
to
out.
cut off.
And let me say this, and then you can hit this clip. What frustrates me the most is the voters in this are getting, sadly,
And again,
you're
it's everywhere.
reaping what you've sown. It's in every major metropolitan area. But if you do not put a priority on police and crime, if you have the attitude of defund the police, reimagining the police, you'd rather build, and I'm going to say something that might be controversial. Woo, so get ready. If you would rather build a professional sports stadium than expand your jail facilities to the point where you cannot house the criminals that you expect the police to
And
arrest,
you have to contract out to other counties.
correct. You might be reaping what you're sowing.
Yeah.
And then you're going to drive people out, which drives businesses out, because if there's no people going there, then there's no businesses. You're going to lose all of the
Tax
film
base.
productions that have started choosing Cincinnati lately because of our architecture and
Well, they can have now
tax
lots of
benefits.
They can have lots of empty buildings because there won't be anyone.
Well, that's
there.
true. They'll
Right.
just bring in all the extras and hope they don't get shot.
That's right. So this is from last night.
Yeah,
in
so-
Cincinnati.
So this is from a WKRC local station. A woman was shot and killed on Wednesday. It happened around 9:15 on Republic Street near Green Street and Over the Rhine. Over the Rhine, for people that aren't aware, is where the viral brawl
took place.
It's
It's an area. It's trying to be. They poured hundreds of millions of dollars in there, trying to gentrify the area. It hasn't. I mean, it's taken a little bit, but what would you say? Is that would you classify Over the Rhine as a success sociologically?
It was for probably a good 5 years,
and then now it's sliding.
And now
back
it's going back down. After the riots, it was a dead zone,
right?
And then it climbed. You had a bunch of small, these small town, small bar,
kitschy restaurants, bars,
and people started to go back down.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden we've hit that ellipse where
we're sliding back into urban decay.
We're sliding into bullshit is what it is. Yeah. But authorities reported that the shooter fired at least 15 shots freely, striking the victim, identified by Cincinnati police as 34-year-old Krishanda Sierra Wynn. Hit her in the back, which is just ignorant. It's just so fucking dumb. Wynn was taken to UC Medical Center where she died. Officers at the scene described her as an innocent victim, and the investigation's ongoing. It's gross. It's absolutely gross. I've got no other term for it. In the fact that these assholes that are, hanging out or, fucking around down there, just willy-nilly just firing gunshots off. So I'm going to play this video that I saw today, and this is great. This guy is he's a social media influencer around town. We're actually going to have him on the podcast.
That'd be great.
I've been in contact with him. We're just trying to get schedules, and this is coming from, if you're just listening, it's coming from an African-American man who
uses some colorful language.
Yes. Well, so do I. So
yeah, but he's really, it flows really freely. I mean, he's really got a gift.
He's a poet.
He is 75, and behind me is City Hall, where they ain't taking care of motherfucking business. Respectfully, I seen a video the other day where somebody's walking down the street with the police like we're walking the streets. No, the fuck you are not. There are innocent people getting killed. I stuck my fucking neck out last week and said, hey, downtown is a beautiful and safe place. This week, Cincinnati downtown is dangerous than a motherfucker. Do not come down here and try to enjoy yourself unless you want to hear gunshots or whatever. I'm just going off of the facts right now. I've told y'all for years and years I love Cincinnati. Cincinnati is safe, but at this point in time, Cincinnati is motherfucking dangerous. What are we doing about it? We have to hold these adults accountable that is doing this shit 100%. But what happened to the people that's supposed to be funding and doing all this shit for the city and making us so many promises, but we ain't seeing shit change? An innocent woman was killed yesterday walking home. An innocent woman minding her own business was killed, shot in the back, and died at the hospital. What the fuck are we doing to help these situations where I can't even say nothing about Cincinnati police? They are vigilant. They are outside. They are every fucking where. But it starts from the higher up. How can we put them in a situation to be out here, especially third shift, because that's when the fucking shootings are happening. The shootings are happening mostly at night. How do we make sure these officers are safe, and how do we make sure our people are safe so we can fucking enjoy a safe and an amazing environment? But right now, we can't do that. So if you want to come downtown, you better have your weapon on you or just almost suspect something gonna fucking happen at this point, because that's what's going on. I'm basing it off the facts. Our higher up people ain't doing us but making us promises, and they ain't goddamn fulfilling those promises and those wishes for us. So now I'm gonna say everybody Cincinnati downtown is dangerous than a motherfucker. Stay the fuck from around here. These bars and these restaurants are losing money because people are scared to come to the fucking city, and I don't blame them now. Like I just said last week, oh, Cincinnati's safe and all that, but once an innocent bystander gets killed, no, Cincinnati dangerous than a motherfucker right now. Stay the fuck from around here. Hood News 75, we out.
Oh my God, I love him. I think he should run for city council.
I absolutely.
He keeps it real.
He lives in Amelia.
He could replace that bald guy.
He does live in Amelia?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's local.
So I'd love to have,
now.
you know who else I'd like to have on who he reminds me of a little bit? Have you heard Oathbreakers 300?
Oh yeah.
He's funny as hell too. Yeah. He takes no shit. He's a retired police officer.
Make it happen.
Man, I got to tell you, I mean, could you imagine if you're one of these people that has been taking your savings, taking your treasure, opened up a business, a restaurant,
our friend Stephanie's
a bar,
in the chat.
Downtown.
Love you, Steph.
Hi, Steph.
And this shit is happening because of the mayor's incompetence. I'm just going to say it. We have an inept, weak, pathetically weak mayor who's now more concerned. Have you noticed if you're on
What's
social
funny,
media,
we say we.
Well, we, not proverbial we.
Right.
Because we can't vote. We're not there.
Right.
We live in a suburb.
But I still I say we have a mayor of Cincinnati, but it's not our mayor. But
it's not our mayor.
But we frequent downtown, or used to frequent downtown quite often.
We're in Anderson. Most people, let's just brief. So we abut Cincinnati.
Yes, we're right next
door. So
what
happens in Cincinnati can spill into our township.
And
we're about 20 minutes outside of downtown.
Right. It takes 20 minutes to get downtown. It takes 20 minutes to get anywhere. Selling point.
Unless you're coming home from work, and then it's an hour and a half.
That's right. Unless you hit
because people can't fucking drive.
Right.
And Jill's just salty because she has to go in the office.
But fuck, where was I going with this?
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I lost it.
No, I mean, you're talking about the mayor and
the mayor. The mayor
leadership.
has so if you're on social media, what's funny now is my feed. It's like every third day or third hour, he's like doing another promo video.
Oh,
so
dude.
he walked.
So
Jason has one.
No, I gotta find it. But.
So he's to show he's tough on crime. Our mayor, who has shoulders about as wide as my thigh, is wearing his skinny jeans and he's got his sleeves rolled up because he's a tough guy. And he's walking the mean streets of downtown Cincinnati with a police lieutenant who's been sadly dragged into this video to show that the mayor is tough on crime. Now, mind you, this is an administration who has put on the what is that citizens board called? The Citizens Review Board?
Citizens Review Board.
Yeah. They put a virus named Iris Rowley on the Citizens Review Board, who is very anti-cop. This administration is permeated with people that are anti-police, don't like the police, and think we should reimagine the police. As a matter of fact, Cincinnati is still probably on paper a sanctuary city because that was a resolution passed by the prior administration, and I don't believe it's been
that was Cranley,
but I don't believe that's been rescinded yet by this administration. So
I'm gonna play. I'll play this video real quick.
Of the this is our mayor. This is, and you will see him in Democrat he is looking at the next ladder. He is a one of the poster boys of the Democrat Party.
Can I tell you something that was said by Corey Bowman, who's running for mayor against this gentleman?
Yeah.
He goes, everybody, and he was very, very candid and funny about it. He goes, some people may know who my family member is.
Right.
Which is J.D. Vance.
Half brother.
It's his half brother. He goes, our current mayor is using Cincinnati to get to D.C. I'm using D.C. to get to Cincinnati.
I like that. That's a good.
I thought it was so fucking perfect the way he did it. But yeah, here's AFTAB, Perval, our mayor.
I'm here with Lieutenant Hill. We're on a walking patrol on Main Street and Pine Street. It's just one intervention that we've put in place at City Hall to get our crime under control, particularly in our urban core, and increase visibility for police officers. Our police are working so hard, whether it's CDRT and SWAT at the banks, our roving task force, our bicycle patrol around the Mountain Square area, and all of our police officers are working around the clock to prioritize and work with urgency on public safety. We had a great day today at City Hall. I met with restaurant owners in the urban core to talk about their concerns and our strategies to disrupt violence. I also met with Republican gubernatorial candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. It was a really productive meeting. If you're out and about tonight and over the Rhine, please stop me and say hi. Otherwise, have a great day, Cincinnati. Hey, Cincinnati is mayor.
So fucking... That poor fucking police officer. They're like, hey, you got to do this.
You got to do this.
You got to do this fucking photo.
I would have been like, can I wear a mask like the ICE officers? I don't want to be associated with.
But no, he has no substance behind him.
No, and he's releasing these videos more and more because this is hitting him hard because, as I said, no plan. By the way, did you see Holly mentioned on her presser yesterday? Still yet to be contacted by anyone in this administration, by anyone in the police, by the police department. No one in the police department's reached out to her for a statement or anything. So
Not even for like she's a victim. No
Nope.
detectives.
Her words,
contacted
not
her
mine.
for
No one's
a victim
contacted her for
statement?
anything.
So
Wow.
our buddy Chuck O'Neill just put Iris the virus blocked me from her page for calling her out on her bullshit. She didn't like being called a racist when I said the brawl would be different if the victim was not a Caucasian race. So
She created a bunch of like phony catfish profiles and just spam her.
and then A-Town Natty, the middle of the day and no one out but the two of them, which is convenient.
And he's had a couple of other ones he's put out.
I don't
too.
I don't see him out in Westwood.
No.
At fucking 2 a.m.
No.
Walking around with a police officer.
Look, the mayor is just disinterested. He's not engaged. He's never, I've made the position since day one. He has the job because it's the job. And he looks at it as his political whole career has been stepping stones. He ran for clerk of courts. So he got to start. Then he parlayed that.
Auditor? Wasn't he an auditor
No,
too?
clerk of courts. And then he parlayed that into trying to run for Congress, where he did commingle some funds and got a little slap on the hand about that. But while he was in office, he was doing he was spending campaign dollars to see if he could doing a focus group to see if he could run for Congress. And he did commingle the funds. He did spend money that the FEC slapped him on the wrist about. And then now he is looking for the next rung on the ladder. And at the DNC, at the convention, he was pretty much, that's when he had the mustache trying to look a little more statesman-like, remember?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah,
He
I
had
forgot. It was almost like a John Holmes mustache.
Right. It was a mangy kind of, I can't grow hair look. And so I've really got.
You have no idea who John Holmes is.
If you have, this type of leadership in your city where it's just disinterested. Corey Bowman, you could tell that the guy, you were there, you saw him the guy cares.
Talk to him.
Comes through.
We're actually, I've got contact information right here. We're gonna
that's why you showed me that.
Did you guys hear who is stepping up to fight crime? Who's the absolute best among us? You remember that Doge Big Balls guy?
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
He just got his ass kicked. Intervening and was beaten and bloody.
He was saving a woman.
Yeah, he was saving a woman from
carjacked.
Yeah, from a carjacking
in DC.
In
this
DC.
is in DC.
He's 19-year-old kid,
and he did get the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, he jumped in. He was outnumbered by 4 or 5 dudes, and he jumped in.
He stopped the fist with his face, and
he did.
He
stepped
up.
His LinkedIn name is appropriate.
Big balls.
He's got some big balls.
He
to jump
stepped
in
up.
One against 4 or 5.
Let's face it. And Jill makes a great point. He put his life on the line to save somebody that was being carjacked.
A stranger
could have been.
They could have had guns, knives,
whatever. Yeah. I heard another story. Since I follow, if you don't follow Signal 99 on Facebook,
shit,
you're making a big mistake. So Signal 99 is
not afraid,
and very well connected with the police. It's just like it sounds. Signal 99.
Do you know who that is?
I do.
Okay.
And she's hilarious, and takes no shit, but she has really good connections. So today there was 2 gentlemen, I forget what part of town here in Cincinnati, during the day having a knife fight in a Verizon store. You may not hear about that on the news.
Verizon is very frustrating.
Well,
I spent 12 hours on the phone with them with customer service after my dad died.
What cell phone business isn't frustrating? I mean, have you ever walked in there? I mean, people there are just, no matter which one. I go to the AT&T store here, and there may be nobody in the store, and they're like, someone will be right with you. And I'm like, but I'm the only one here. Why can't you just help me now?
It was me getting wedding clothes yesterday. I was ready to fucking lose my goddamn mind.
He lost his shit on Christopher at Men's Warehouse.
Sorry,
Christopher.
Sorry, Christopher.
Did he keep measuring your inseam?
It
got to be more accurate.
It was fucking terrible. Absolute terrible experience.
Whoa, buddy. What are you doing?
What are you doing up there?
Why are you touching me there?
What are you doing up there? You shouldn't be around the back.
You didn't tell me what is your safe word? Foliage?
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Because you can never get the full thing out before.
I'm like, oh, stop, Tuscaloosa. Oh, God. Okay, fine.
So,
miserable experience.
This is repeating this cycle of lawlessness. This cycle of defunding the police is occurring reimagining the police, whatever the term you might use, is occurring all over the nation. So if you live in a community that is electing liberal, and I'm going to just say what it is, liberal Democrat judges that do not enforce crime, if you're electing mayors, prosecutors that support the idea of defunding the police, not supporting the police, not proactive policing, not the broken window theory, and your community prioritizes putting stadiums for sports teams over jails and places to put the criminals, you can probably expect this type of behavior, this type of results. This is cause and effect. This isn't a surprise. You could have seen this coming a long time ago. This slide has been occurring here in Cincinnati. This is a microcosm. You can use it as a case study for the rest of the country. That this is what happens when you do not prioritize the primary function of government, which is safety and security. And we have an election coming up here locally for trustees, and that's why I am supporting our two sitting trustees, Josh Girth and Lexi Lawston, because they know what their primary number one job is, and that is keeping Anderson safe. We need to keep the hordes, I guess you'd call it. Maybe we need to build a wall.
The coven.
we share border with Cincinnati, and if Cincinnati's going to keep electing liberal Democrat administrations that have this priority, and we're going to have crime, for example.
I mean, we say it all the time too. Like it starts small.
Start small.
You've got to start with your school boards, then you go your trustees.
Yes.
Then you go, all the way up. You have to be educated in the votes that you make, wherever you fucking live.
And I will say this: we have school board race coming up, and we have now, at least on the Republican side, we have 3 vacancies. We have 3 solid, great choices. We've really done a great job this time. So we will have a fight on our hands, because as I drove over here, there's a few houses coming up 8 Mile that have moronic signs in their yard, and they're hard to see the sign because usually the houses aren't very well kept. The grass is tall. A couple of cars parked in the driveway, but
on cinder blocks.
Cinder blocks. Well, I'm gonna fix it one day, but this is all over the United States.
Yes. Doesn't matter where.
It doesn't matter where you're at, and so I'm hopeful that people will look at what's happened here, take it home, apply it to where they live, and say, you know what? Politics aside, I hate to say it, politics aside, but it is political. This is the core function. I just want my family to be safe. I think that's what everyone wants. And the poor girl that got shot, did the news say she was a mom? One or 2?
Yeah, I think it's single or no, Holly. They got
no, the girl that got hit in the back with a bullet and killed last night.
Right. I don't know if she was a mom or not.
I mean, man,
it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's a life. It doesn't make it any more or less important, but it just means then there's collateral damage.
Correct.
So I am, and I don't want anyone. I want you to be free to come downtown or go anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. And I just get so frustrated because the amount of resources they keep pouring into downtown. Build it, then they will come. Well, they built it, but they haven't provided for safety.
But you can't protect
They build it, yeah, but they won't protect it.
Right. Yeah. They built it. They build it and they will come. Well, they're not going to come if they think it's going to be their last trip.
Right.
And then the businesses that are down there that have put their heart and soul into trying, the city's made them promises, hey, invest in downtown. We're going to have a ton of people down here. You're going to get to have restaurants, a vibrant community. Well, you think of the employees. I mean, God, could you imagine being an employee downtown at a bar and you get off at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning? You got to deal with this shit.
Well, the shit that I'm thinking about is our fucking weddings in less than a month and a half.
Well, you'll be safe in Mexico, though.
But our wedding is downtown.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
where?
At least we're right next to a fire station, so if shit pops off, I mean, the ambulance is right there.
You should get a pretty fast response time.
We're right there. We can run next door.
If it's long, I'm going to write a strongly worded email.
Strongly worded email.
But no, I mean, and we've got people coming in from out of town, and they're like, dude, what the fuck is going on? We're like,
yeah,
you'll be fine.
Come to Cincinnati, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Andrew, I want to pull this story up real quick before we head out. Actually, I have a couple, but I want your opinion on it. Was Trump faces Ghislaine Maxwell Conundrum.
Ghislaine.
I know it's weird. I never know how to pronounce that. correct.
I think you got it right.
President Trump is facing a Ghislaine Maxwell problem, publicly releasing testimony from Maxwell, an associate of Jeffrey Epstein, who was convicted in 2021 on sex trafficking charges, could help testify or satisfy Trump supporters who are clamored for more transparency around the Epstein case. And obviously, we've all been talking about that. Like we wanted to hear the shit. We want all the scoop, right?
Mm-hmm.
But further elevating Maxwell would keep the Epstein controversy front and center, and Trump and top GOP leaders in the House have spent weeks trying to tamp down the outrage among their own base. So I'm curious, before I go any further, where you're at, like your thoughts, just where we're at with nothing being released before I read any further.
I mean, honestly, I'm upset, but like I said, this for me is not the make or break deal. Do I understand possibly why this is happening? Absolutely. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. So, for example,
so you're being fair and just with it.
I'm just saying that I understand that probably going into it, he had the mindset of, hey, let's get all this out there. I think there's probably a lot of people that are like, there in no way, shape, or form do I want this information out there. A lot of very important, powerful people, politically connected people. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But like I said, Trump has done so much stuff that I'm in so favor with. I mean, for example, today, it'll be broken tomorrow, but I think they're announcing it tomorrow. He has an executive order that is going to pretty much ban ESG from being used in banking. Banks, I know people and companies that were deplatformed by their banks because they were in a business that the bank had a bad ESG score, from gun stores to right-wing causes. And this ESG, if you know about it, if you don't, I'm not going to educate you, but banks were using their power of allowing you to bank, giving you loans, to dictate who they loaned money to, who they allowed to bank at their banks. And, if you get deplatformed, if you have nowhere to deposit your money, if you can't borrow money to expand or use as capital, working capital, it pretty much shuts you down just because you're not in a business that the government has deemed worthy of existing. I'm not a favor of that. So Trump has banned that today. And that's just the latest thing. I mean, every day he's doing something more that I like. So I'm not going to I know it sounds like maybe a cop out to some, and I don't mean it to be. I'm not going to let this Epstein list distract me from all the good stuff that's happening. Right. That's it.
I don't think the Epstein list takes away from all the good stuff that he's done. I mean, he's done mostly incredible things that I love. I feel like this should be a bipartisan issue. I feel like everybody should want people who abuse children,
no question,
to be brought to justice. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on.
That's right.
I want everybody who was involved in that shit exposed.
I will second that. Actually, be honest with you, I'll go take it a step further. Not only do I want you to be exposed, I want you to be ridiculed and then prosecuted. I want you to be publicly shunned because you've destroyed, because you're a freak and you're twisted and you get your rocks off with underage kids, boys or girls. I think it's been mostly girls over there. I don't know if were there boys. I don't have no idea.
I'm not sure. I think it was mostly
girls.
But I mean, I'm not. You should be publicly exposed, shunned, and tossed out of office and ridiculed. Almost like a Scarlet R. I just, or was it A?
Scarlet A for
pedo. So I don't have any problem with that statement, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I think what you're going to find is that the reason that some of this probably isn't being released is because if you went on his plane, okay, and the guy was a rich and powerful dude, and he was very well connected. Some people speculate he was a CIA operative. I don't think that's true, but who knows? If you went to the island, I think your name should be exposed. If you were just on his plane and you didn't go to the island, right? You didn't go to Epstein's island where all that stuff predominantly took place. Right. I don't think you should have your name exposed. And I think what the problem is that they're trying to make sure
They're trying to figure out.
they're trying to make sure
flight
that just
logs
because
versus-
flight logs to the island versus flight logs other places. I know that Trump was on his plane flying back and forth to Florida.
And Trump admitted it.
That's not anything that,
This is why this story. This is why I brought this.
This
up.
is why it's getting sticky.
Yeah.
I guess I would say.
And
But didn't Trump also, once he realized what a shitbag Epstein
Trump
was,
did.
he distanced himself?
He distanced himself.
He banned him
tossed
from
his
Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago. He did a lot of things once he found out.
I don't blame
And-
somebody for getting
Trump-
invited to a party at
Right,
a
but
millionaire's
what-
house and
what-
going
what-
if you don't know what's going on there. But,
But
then once you
we've
go and
done it.
see,
But people
We've
are
done
going.
it.
What
Right.
people are going to assume is, and what you're going to find is, people are what they're concerned about. If you say I went to his house in Florida, which a lot of people did, he raised a ton of money for politicians. I went on his plane, flew on his plane. He gave me a flight down to Florida, which a lot of people did. Then you're going to make the assumption that I'm a pedophile. That's you're tarnishing their reputation,
right?
Unfairly.
Yeah.
So
but
that's
there
where the
has to
sticky
be.
is come.
I
agree.
know that there were photos. There's evidence that
evidence
exists.
out there. I agree.
So even if you just release the list of names of people that you have evidence of committing crimes
or being at the island,
why can't we have that list?
listen,
Oh,
why
shit.
would you go to the
Oh,
island?
shit.
Well, listen, why, whatever. Why would you go to the
There you go,
island,
Andrew.
okay, if you weren't doing something shady?
Well, I'm going to be really honest with
There you
you.
go,
If
buddy.
a millionaire invited me to a private island and invited me to like on a jet, I probably would go. I might get hunted. Maybe they're like on some sick fucking weirdo like hunting people trip or whatever, but
Upside down pineapple.
I probably, there's upside down pineapples everywhere. But like, I mean, if I were friends with a millionaire and they're like, hey, come to my private island.
Right.
If Johnny Depp invited me, I'd be like, let's go.
All right,
Just don't
maybe
ta-
maybe you have a
Jack
point.
Sparrow
Maybe
Just
you have a point. So I would
Just
I
don't
would-
take a grumpy in his
You
bed.
make
But-
a good point there.
But
So maybe
if I went there and
yeah.
saw a bunch of like crazy,
And then
illegal,
left, right.
disgusting shit,
Right.
I would absolutely block, never talk to that person again. And I would go to the police and report what I saw.
right 513 whatever. I mean, seriously, that's all I got to say to you is whatever. You're
He's finally back. We
I
haven't
know,
seen him.
we
in a
haven't
Hi,
seen
little
him
bit.
for a
Cincy.
while. Hi, buddy. How are your cats? All 25 of them. They doing
He has
good?
a dog.
So this
she is lovely.
This article
He's got
says
25
at the
cats.
same time,
And
Trump's comments about Maxwell have in recent days fueled allegations from Democrats that he has something to hide because of his past ties to Epstein. Trump's name reportedly appears in the Epstein files, though the president has repeatedly distanced himself, which is exactly what you just said, from Epstein, has not been accused of wrongdoing. Which, again, if you're on the fucking plane, who cares? Don't give a shit. I have pictures with me with people that I don't fucking like anymore that are out there.
It's true.
And it's like, okay, cool. Yeah.
I don't talk to some of my family anymore. You're
Well-
out. You're out the wedding.
Fuck.
Literally. And
For example, I think we can.
Is that me?
I think
No.
we can all agree that Prince Andrew
Oh, yeah.
was
Oh, yeah.
a dirtbag, okay? Because he got
Mhm.
sued by the lady, settled with her. Prince Andrew has photographs that are out there with his arms around young girls. You know who else has their photograph with Epstein around young girls? Your buddy 513 is Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
I think we can all
how
pretty
many
much.
hundreds of
He's got
thousands
pictures,
has he paid
Yeah.
in NDA agreements?
I'm fairly certain Bill Clinton has probably done some things on that island that he would want to get out. However, what you know what I haven't seen, and I'm sure you'll share them since you're so astute on the subject,
Astute.
is that I haven't seen any photographs of Trump with young women around Epstein. Haven't seen that. Now you'll say, "Oh no, but Trump did the Miss Teen USA." Yes, he ran the Miss Teen USA. So there are pictures of Trump with, I don't know, Teen USA contestants.
But he also ran Miss USA.
Yeah.
And he ran the whole
He owned it.
the whole
He owned the
franchise.
whole thing. So unless you have a photograph with Bill Clinton, I'm sorry, with Donald Trump, with the same way hanging all over a young girl with Epstein or Giselle in the picture, that I have. You seen one?
I have not.
If one exists, don't you think it would be out there?
They for sure would
And
have
if you
used
have
that
it,
against
if you
him.
have it, not AI, send
Not
it to
AI.
me.
Please
Send
post
it
it
to me.
here, since you're so astute and so well read.
One
and
more and
so-
I'm out of here at gmail.com.
or who gives a shit at
I'll show it.
gmail.com, which is our secondary address. We check
It's our
a lot.
secondary.
So that's our backup.
Hey, we're gonna hear from our buddy Murphy. real
Murph.
quick.
Hi, everyone. Dan Carroll here. Time to tell you about a great new sponsor for the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's Murphy Engraving. Murphy Engraving is the place to go for your business, industrial, and personal engraving needs. Take a look at the Murphy Engraving page on Facebook, and you're going to see all kinds of unique items that really seem to take on a life of their own because they've been customized with an image, a name, or a logo, and all of it just really beautifully done. The acrylic sports awards that light up are especially creative and very cool. The customized bottles of bourbon, those are my personal favorite. And wait till you see what they can do with items that are made out of wood. The next time you want to recognize someone special or you're looking for that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll be glad you checked out Murphy Engraving. And a bonus, you're supporting a local family-owned business run by brothers Brian and Kevin, who is a lifetime firefighter and Air Force vet. At Murphy Engraving, they turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and at Murphy Engraving, we are American-made.
Those graphics just make me cry every time.
Yeah,
It's a thing of beauty.
They definitely make me cry.
I mean,
buddy.
it's the way the one circle's going the one way, and then the lasers are going the
Your
other way.
artistic vision is breathtaking.
It's just amazing.
It's fucking breathtaking.
Special.
You
When are you
it.
guys going again, babe?
So I think we're looking at, I think Dan gets back this weekend at some point. So I think we're going to
Maybe Sunday or Tuesday.
tentatively plan Sunday, if not Sunday, Tuesday.
Hey, let me ask you a question while we're here.
Yeah.
So I tell people all the time, if you're watching, hit the like button, right? You hammer the like button. So could you see when I was watching for a bit while I was on the plane? Maybe you didn't know I was on the plane. So I was catching the show while I was on the plane through the Wi-Fi, but I was like hammering the shit out of the like button. Could you tell what I was doing or no? That doesn't register with you.
I don't see it here.
Okay.
I see it like after the fact. I see how many likes there are. Like I can see how many likes there were on that video after it's done.
Okay.
But I don't
I
see
was
it.
doing it on the live chat.
If you do it on Facebook, you can do a thumbs up on Facebook.
No,
So like I see
think-
that.
So like when you're watching it and you're hammering on the like thing and your little thumbs.
We can
are
only
going
do
up.
one. You can
Okay.
only do one.
So me doing so what I
So you
did was
probably-
useless.
You probably put it on, put it off, put it on, put it off, put it on, put it off.
I
As
just
long
kept
as you
hammering.
left it on at the end, then it counts.
Right.
Hmm.
You could have hammered that bitch
I was
as much
just-
as you wanted. As
I
long
was
as the
hammering
last
the
one
shit out of
where
it.
it was
Ding,
on.
ding, ding, ding,
Yeah, I was
ding,
doing it
ding,
all the
ding,
time.
ding, ding.
Oh well.
It only counts for one person.
Well, then hammer the shit out of it. Okay, folks. So hit that like
Hammer the
button.
shit out of it.
And
That's what she said.
That's
Oh,
nice one. Well played.
That's my future wife right there.
And
you.
you guys make sure you share it with your friends. And we're trying to grow the show. I think that if you got a friend,
We're getting there.
just make sure you guys share it around. Say, hey, these people are speaking my language, scratching an itch. Jill, thanks for being here.
We
thanks for
actually
having me.
Jim,
we
buddy.
actually may potentially have Jill and I may have like a big announcement. We're working on some things, but maybe a big announcement, little cutoff.
Well, that's a cliffhanger.
Of I
It's
know
a
it.
teaser.
Exactly
It's what they call a teaser in the biz.
in the
Man.
biz.
I'm just giddy with anticipation. What can it be?
What can it be?
Oh my god!
But yeah, so we'll see either Sunday or Tuesday. We'll update the Instagrams. It'll go over to the Facebooks.
All right, let's just say Sunday for right now, just
Yeah.
because I want to do an over under.
I'm down with
So today's
I'm good. I'm good
Today's
with
Thursday.
I'm good with
It's Thursday.
I'm good with
Friday
Sunday
Eve.
100%.
So we got Thursday, Friday,
yeah,
Saturday, Sunday. Well, Sunday doesn't count, so we'll be here Sunday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What's the over under? What do you think that 4 or more people will be shot in downtown Cincinnati before
Ooh.
Sunday?
4 or more
4 or more. You take the over or the under on that?
between now and Sunday. I'm going.
I'll
I actually I
take
will
under.
I will
You'll
go
take under.
I will go under.
So you go under. You're taking the smart money.
I will go.
I'm going to say equal or over because I think that
Okay.
I
All right,
think
that's
that
fair.
with what
I was on the fence.
It's warm. It's going to get a little warmer. They said the temperature's going to go up. If you're not from the Midwest, because I'm from the South, the concept that a lot of
We're
places
from Greece.
originally. Well,
I'm
actually,
just joking.
to be honestly, my heritage is from Sparta. Do the history.
Oh.
So, but
It's like 300.
Is
it
your name
is.
Maximus?
It is not. Well, somewhere. But if you don't live in the Midwest, there's some units. The reason things start popping more in the summertime, there's some places down there that may or may not have functioning air conditioning. So what happens is if it's hot at night, you want to get out of your unit. That's why the crime jumps up here. Usually a lot of these places have free heat, but not necessarily air conditioning. So you got to open the window. Down south, everything has air conditioning. So people are like, God, why does it go so crazy? It was even foreign to me. I was like, oh, that makes no sense. But it makes perfect sense. There's too many people out walking around, sitting on their stoops, trying to stay cool.
I got a lot of rage when I'm hot.
And yeah,
Can't stand
temperatures
being
get
hot.
short. Temperatures get short, and it's just not a place that you want to have tempers flare. Guns. Here's a bad combination: guns, heat, and people with way too much time on their hands.
Fucking anger
gets way out. Is not a good mix, and that's what we're thinking. The guy you said, what was it? 15 shots.
Yeah.
So he had an extended
in quotes freely.
He had an extended magazine, or because
or he reloaded.
Maybe, but
normally it's 8 or 9 depending, and if you have an extended, it could be. But
was he shooting like Dano sideways,
willy nilly, just
It was like
unbelievable.
It was like hood fireworks.
They have no. I believe the police have
July 4th in the hood.
I believe police have no suspects. I don't remember. I think they have nobody.
They have nobody in connection right now.
Call Crime Stoppers if you know.
If you guys know,
you have any
see something, say something. But stay safe. You're downtown. Hey man, put your head on the swivel. Don't put yourself. But like for example, that poor woman walking, just minding her own business, and she's shot in the back and dies. I mean, that just is terrible.
Yep.
We should not
Rest
be
in peace.
We should not be in a community that is tolerated.
Nope.
And we should not be in a community civilization where that's occurs. And sadly, it occurs way too much, and it's occurring way too much in downtown Cincinnati. So, whatever.
Agreed.
We'll see you. We'll definitely say Sunday evening, but it's going to have to be
definitely probably say Sunday.
It'll be Sunday evening. Definitely, but not. Definitely, but not.
Maybe.